at it.
Welcome back to Lost Not Found.
All right.
Season 2. It's been almost a year.
Yeah, not quite. Was it March?
Yeah, 8 months?
Yeah.
Damn. A lot has changed.
A lot has changed.
But, yeah, we're here.
We're here. We're going to start off with a little year in review off the dome.
Yeah, it's December 30th. Tomorrow's the last day of 2023.
Mm-hmm.
We did this once, and we got 30 seconds in, and then the interface broke.
Yeah.
So we now have fixed the issue.
1 hour later.
And a cup of coffee later.
A cup of coffee. I'll take that. That's a win. A win is a win. Win is a win.
I guess you go first.
All right, cool. 2023. Guess like
I need to buy a new chair.
Yeah, it's a little squeaky, but yeah, whatever. I actually wanted Josh to do the podcast from behind the desk, but he did not.
I was hooking up cables, and James was like, "Yo, just do it from back there." Fuck that.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Year in review. Kind of, I guess, like key takeaways.
Yeah.
This year really taught me, I guess, patience. Patience pays. If I had to put 2 words for the entire year, patience pays.
All right, we'll elaborate.
Oh man. I guess mainly from from a work perspective.
Okay.
An investment perspective.
Yeah.
Like this summer was so slow, and then all of a sudden this fall up until now is just everything's been going ballistic.
Yeah. Every time I text you, there's like a 7-hour. You text me, and then I'll wait. Like I'll be busy for 7 hours, then you text me, and then it's 7-hour differences.
Yeah.
But we're just locked in,
grinding it out. But yeah, it's been good because I don't even know. I want to get more into that, but like it's just like worrying about little shit, not thinking about the bigger picture can really fuck you up in the long term. Like you gotta think long term for things, and that's like almost every aspect of life.
It's hard to do though when you're in the thick of it.
Yeah, in the moment, hindsight's 20/20, right?
Of course, yeah. But I like that.
Yeah,
patience pays.
Patience
Is that your year
pays.
recap? That's it.
That's it.
Wow.
I'll come back, but let's see what you got.
Man, my year was fucking highs and lows central. I mean, if there's one thing I learned this year, it's I learned a lot about myself, honestly. I think this was a step backward year, like we talked about. Take a step backwards, take 2 steps forward. But I think the 2 years leading up to this year were almost a little like not worry free, but we're without a whole lot of struggle, aside from being in school. But shit, I mean, this year I guess last year, dropped out of college, and I moved around a lot. Like I've been bouncing around trying to find like home, and then started a new business, and yeah, just I think I really had to get comfortable with a lot of things that made me uncomfortable with myself, like moving around and like running from things. When I realized that like no matter where I am, you're gonna have to deal with the same shit. And it's just kind of like dealing with that, and a lot of habits that I worked so hard to like stop came back. Like I started missing workouts, I started eating unhealthy, all these different things. But I think I had to go through that to feel like this, and it was good timing because now I'm going into this new year with hopefully new perspective, and
don't say hopefully, a new perspective.
A new perspective. And it's I'm excited. I mean, like I said, started that new business, which started before this year, but I really made it happen this year. I mean, to get it to a point where I think this whole year it did almost 40,000, which isn't a whole. I mean, it's a lot, but I didn't make any money. I lost money, but it was like there's proof of concept, and now there's a brand, and I get to have fun with that. eeryskies, I don't think grew as much as I wanted it to, but these last couple weeks it's been growing a lot, and kind of it's like everything kind of seems like the timing was nice. Everything's growing, everything's ready and primed for this new year. So yeah, a lot of growth.
Do you see a transition maybe in the next year or so, kind of going away from eeryskies to the other project?
I don't think so. I mean, it's always hard when music is combined with money because the creative judgment can be skewed. Am I creating this because I like this, or am I creating this because I know people are going to buy this? And then sometimes you have the rare form of both, where you're making things out of pure enjoyment and excitement, and then people, love it. So I think the ideal goal is to do as many things as possible and stay as on my toes as possible. And I'd like to separate music and income. Like, the difference with Paradise Music Library is when I approached all the guys that are on the site and all these other things, they knew it wasn't a creative endeavor. They're the ones creating and expressing themselves. I'm the guy who's going to make sure you guys get paid, make sure I put all these things on Shopify that work, make sure contracts are in place, do everything I can and learn all that. So that's like a business.
Damn,
but then
big dog.
Eerie Skies is like a creative thing. It's like an outlet, it's expression, but that is still my main source of income.
I see. For right now.
For now.
Yeah.
But it doesn't always have to be in music too. I want to get into, I invest, real estate, and who knows? All these little things just pop up. Yeah. So, but yeah, no, I don't think I'll ever step back from Eerie Skies. And it's still, when I wake up in the morning, the thing I want to do is make beats. So
that's cool, having like the core and then the kind of business, right?
Right.
If you don't really, but I guess it still is the core and the business for the time being.
Yeah.
But you're trying to kind of branch that off to have two separate things.
And I think I'm lucky because I love business.
Yeah.
I love and I went to business school and I hated it. But I love being in it.
Yeah.
And
like the real life.
Right. And falling flat on my face and being like, oh, that didn't work. And making investments in myself and also working with other people has taught me a lot in how it's no one really depends on me at all, but I take their feedback and how the sites are being ran and how I'm carrying myself with them. It's I never want anyone to feel they're left out to dry in these things. It's and I've learned a lot in that respect where, and I have role models in my life who own businesses. You got to show up for your people, even if they're not technically your people. It's just treat them right, call them, say what's up, all these little things. So yeah,
that's cool.
I'm excited for 2024.
That's gonna be a big year, bro.
Podcast is back.
Oh man,
hopefully we'll keep it going.
Yeah,
I think we'll be consistent. I
think that's one thing very very kind of different between the both of us. It's I feel like what I do for work and workouts and stuff is very consistent.
Yeah.
And then you're just pow, 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 pow.
Yeah. Well,
which is cool. I really enjoy following your journey.
Yeah. Well, we both know that this last year I am a routine person. I like consistency.
Yeah.
And this year I fell off of that wagon.
Yeah.
And you were the main one who took all the brunt of me being like, yo, James, what the fuck is going on?
And I told him what to do from day one.
But it's, and it's yeah, but my goals this year, I have financial goals. We talked about that, but it's not I'm going to make X amount. It's I want to make in this range. But my main goals are all based upon being religiously consistent with working out, releasing music, releasing products on Paradise Music Library. And if I can do a whole year of all that,
huge.
Who the fuck knows?
Huge.
And build the brands and really care about the people who are supporting these things.
Yeah.
That's what I want to do.
Set the foundation.
Yeah.
Pun intended.
Foundation.
We want to get into that. Let's talk about that.
Yeah. Damn, it's all me, huh?
Yeah, let's go. It's an interview.
So Foundations, I don't know when we're going to drop this, probably within this week, but Foundations is, we both like this brand that we're currently fucking covered in, represent, who's owned by the Heaton brothers, who document their building of their brands. And you sent me the videos and I was like, wow, this is so cool.
Yeah.
Seeing an insight into this clothing company that I love their products, and it hooked me even more. But it also is cool seeing a face behind these things. You know who you're supporting. You know the people and you can choose to like them or not.
Yeah.
And that was always something I wanted to do. We talked about I wanted to do a 30-day short film documenting the highs and lows, but I was like, damn. Then I stumbled across this video on YouTube, why you should always document your life. And it's hard to carry a camera or pick your phone up when you're with friends and film, and you don't want to look like that guy.
Yeah.
But then it's also like, when everything's said and done, and I get to watch like that LA trip back, it's like nostalgic for me, and I don't know how other people are going to see that, but it's like a time capsule. And I feel like what better way than right now when I'm building these two things and more on top of that than to document my day-to-day, week by week, and, you know, really let people see into my life and be vulnerable, but not show everything. Yeah. You know, there's going to be limits, but thank God. But, you know, really like, because not that I do anything super cool, but I think, you know, I always want to do my part. And I feel like a lot of people always ask to do tutorials and these things, which I'm not into, but I feel like I can creatively show my life on a day-to-day basis at a good quality. And maybe somebody will get some value from it. And if nobody gets value from it, I get to look back in 10 years when I'm, you know, at a different stage in my life and be like, this was me. Or if I have kids, they can be like, wow, like all of this was the building blocks to where you are now.
Yeah.
So
that's cool.
Foundations.
I can
dig it. I'm going to call it.
I think in today's day and age, anything outside, I mean, well, this is broadly speaking, but like anything outside of like a 9-to-5 is really interesting to people.
Absolutely.
Because a lot of people will follow that just like standard path. And if you're doing anything outside of that, you're going to get eyes, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Because it's against the norm.
Yeah. And it's not even, you know, it's not even just that, but it's also like with the whole represent thing. It's hard to apply that to Eerie Skies, but I told you, I mean, I like found a Shopify plugin or a Google Chrome extension because I was like, all these things that they're doing and all this insight they've given me is so valuable.
Yeah.
That I think 90% of people watching either don't even have a brand, but if they do, they're not going to implement these things. So I like had this thing examine their website for all the plugins they're using on Shopify, their rewards program, their email list, their marketing list. And I was like, it's not like illegal or anything. I'm just like, I want to know what they're using.
That's free game right there, bro.
Right. And it's a free game. And now this year, the biggest goal is to like take Paradise to a level where it's like, not to knock any other sample libraries, but right now I am literally just another sample library. There's no value to be provided from any of the other guys who are doing exactly what I'm doing. And most of them provide more value. So it's like the way I can provide value is by letting people feel like they're a part of something. And how well I'll be able to execute that, I don't know.
Yeah.
But like, you know, that's how I feel with Represent. When I buy $800 worth of clothing and I get all these loyalty points and I get $200 off my next order. Yeah. And then I'm getting text notifications and I'm feeling like I'm a part of something bigger than just a hoodie.
Yeah.
And I know that on their end, it's business. And by doing these things, it's psychology. They know what they're doing. But I do also hope that these people actually care about their customers. So, yeah, I mean, it's literally, like you said, free game.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Free game.
It's crazy. People don't think about it.
No. And it's, yeah. So hopefully I can give somebody some free game with that thing.
Oh, you'll definitely will with those episodes.
Yeah. And then we got the podcast, learning from other people.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all these things.
Yeah, we'll have to get some good guests this year.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we got, we could have them. Who knows?
Yeah, that would be crazy, bro.
But, yeah, I mean, what's your biggest goal for next year? I mean, I know it's weird to like, because I don't even know if you've set any goals, or if you want to share them, you don't have to. But
biggest goals,
because I think you had a really good 2023.
I had a solid finish to 2023.
Yeah, finish.
Yeah. I think for me, just kind of, if I could run back 2023, that'd be pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, one thing for me is this past summer. Like, this past summer may have been one of my favorite summers of my whole life.
Wow.
Because, like, I was just able to savor it.
Yeah.
Like, I felt like because, like, markets and stuff were so slow.
Yeah.
I felt like I was on fucking summer vacation.
It's awesome. I remember every time we saw each other, you'd say that.
Yeah.
And I wasn't in a similar place, but I was like, you were that, like, all right, like, I can get there soon. Yeah. You know? Dude, that's amazing.
And just like I picked up running this year. That's probably one of my highlights of the year, honestly.
Which is weird because you were not a runner.
I mean, I would, but like not
Yeah.
I would run like a mile to like say, all right, fuck it, I need to do some cardio. Oh, bro, what? Let's talk about zone 2.
Oh my god. No, this dude is a running animal now though. How many miles are you clocking a month? Like,
dude, my most miles for a month was maybe October. I hit like close to 90.
Was that the month where we went on a hike?
Yeah.
And you were like, dude, we were with Stoic. That's how people know him. But we were on a hike, and you were like, yo, I need to go to the gym and clock a couple miles before we go out for dinner.
Yeah.
And we were all like, you're fucking crazy. We just did like a fucking 3-hour hike.
Yeah. Did a 3-hour hike.
Or a 5-hour hike. I can't even remember. But
and then I did like a 6-mile run. Yeah. I wanted to get over 80 miles for the month.
Yeah.
But
and then this dude sat down at the sushi restaurant and ordered the whole damn menu.
Oh man, that was fun, right? That was a great day.
Yeah, that
was a great day.
Yeah,
like
I mean, I don't think I felt good that day.
Yeah,
because we partied too hard the night before.
You think that's what it was?
Yeah, definitely. It was a mix of everything.
Yeah,
and also like I'm so sensitive to foods. Like that's why I like to eat similar things every day, like rice, veggies, meat, protein shakes, eggs, because if I have a day where like we go out to like the Grill Mark spot and order all this shit.
Well, that's been your lifestyle for the past almost year, right?
Yeah, bro. Yeah, a lot of eating out. I'm honestly surprised that I've managed to stay around 150, 160.
Yeah.
But noticeably, you see the visible changes.
Yeah.
Your abs start to look a little less cut. Your veins start to go away. You're like, oh, no. And then you got to get back in the gym. And
yeah, I noticed that my sister was in town for like 3 weeks over the Thanksgiving holiday. And she was just cooking something new every day. We were going out to restaurants all the time. Yeah. And like, I really, like, my body needs that, like, same, like, bro, I can eat the same 4 or 5 meals.
Bro,
and be
I think that's
so
where you
happy.
and I are so similar. I will literally eat the same shit every day.
So when I go off that, like, my body's like, sometimes it doesn't process stuff correctly. Yeah. It's like, oh, this is so different. And it's just like, I feel it in my workouts. And it's just like, fuck.
Yeah. I just wonder how people live like that.
Yeah.
Like, bro, even like this last week, it's still been like, because it's that week between Christmas and New Year's where like
everyone's off.
Everyone's off. Everyone's hitting you up to do things, but you're like, damn, I still have to actually do things.
Yeah.
So I'm doing the bare minimum, but I'm also like eating out and drinking and all these things. And then you're like, wait, why does my stomach hurt?
Yeah.
But yeah, man, that shit is, which is fun. I love eating out. I love restaurants.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we both do,
but
I also I just love when I feel 110%, man.
Yeah.
And I don't think I felt like that most of this year.
Yeah, really?
I feel like I mean, not that I'm like overindulging on anything too much, but I have been like, just like living a little too without care. I want to go do this, I do that. I want to do this, I want to do that. Like, what do I need to do for work? That's the bare minimum. All right, I need 3 beats a week. That's fucking easy. I need to release 2 sample packs a week. But then like I'll talk myself into like, well, you know, there's only like, no one's really buying shit. It's still small. I can miss this week. It's not that big of a deal. Like all these things that like I was doing the complete bare minimum.
Really?
And I'm
you
surprised
were still getting it.
I'm surprised there was still growth.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that my income went up. I'm surprised all these things. I was like, and I told you one day, I was like, imagine if I was just like locked the fuck in, dude. And no fault of my own. I mean, it was just how the year went. But,
dude, that's honestly like, that's a blessing, bro.
I needed it. Yeah.
Like you were able to like, I mean, not to get into it too much.
No.
You weren't able to chill, but you were able to learn and experience a lot of life.
Yeah. And I think I told you this earlier before we even started the podcast. I was like fortunate enough to have you. I mean, the list is so long, but guys like you, guys that, you know, I grew up with, friends in the music business, like these people that, bro, I watched y'all get after it this year. And like, I don't think if I had that, I would have felt as motivated to put myself in a better position as soon as I was able to.
Wow.
You know, like when I got to a point where it's like, all right, this next year, really, things need to change. Because like, if your baseline is everyone around you doing what you're doing, you're like, oh, well, this is fine. Like, this is cool. I'll just exist at the same level of enjoyment, and I'll do all these fun things all the time, and I'll be good.
Especially if that circle is, if you're like the outlier of a circle. It's so easy to think like, oh, like I could do even less and be good.
Absolutely. That's a really good point. And it's like, And I've never been one to choose people in my life based on success.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Just basically mindset. Do they care for me as a person, and are they willing to, show up when I need it? And that's like the bare minimum. But yeah. So that this year having like all these North Stars.
That's good, man.
Yeah, because I'm so fucking lucky to have that.
I think I guess something that I would like to talk about is like in our digital age now, right? It's like you think about the people you surround yourself with. I've been thinking more of like the content and the things you consume, right? So like I have like a set, it's like 4 or 5 like influential people that are like really big in whatever they do, like famous people.
Yeah,
and
top
like,
of their class.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and I use those as like, all right, I want to be a little more like this. I want to be a little more like that. And it's so good to have, like you said, that North Star in that regard. Yeah,
because sometimes you can't get it, or you can get it in your circles, but if your circle stops at a certain height. And sometimes you need, and social media is a beautiful thing because like we just talked about with this company that, what did they do? Like $100 million this year. Yeah. Like a company where I'm able to move past my circle and see into these other people's lives. And like that is so valuable. That wasn't available. Yeah. 20 years ago. Yeah. Or 30. I don't fucking know. I sound like
fucking 5 years
I'm like
ago.
20 years old. I sound like a stupid old man. But
oh man.
But like, yeah, that's such a good point. I mean, that was probably one of my worst habits this year was overconsumption on social media. Yeah. Like, it's easy when things aren't going well to just numb your brain on Instagram Reels.
That's what everyone does. And just like bringing it back to like the content you consume in like podcasts or TV shows. Like people watch like the TV shows with like the Bachelor and shit like that.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know if I'm like, I mean, yeah, I'll watch that, right? I mean, I will watch that.
Oh, you watch The Bachelor?
Hey, chill, bro. The golden age is kind of fire.
I've heard of it. There's nothing wrong with that.
Nah, but I think like this isn't helping me in any way.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I'd rather consume something that I'm going to learn something from.
Absolutely.
And just
it's also not to go too over the edge and be like, every time I sit down, it has to be educational. Yeah. Like, nah, I want to watch a fucking movie. But that's, I do think there's a difference in like, if I'm on YouTube watching through YouTube, I'll end up in YouTube Shorts or something random where I'm watching all these
YouTube's
like short.
Good, bro.
Yeah, YouTube's
like, they
good.
Get you.
But YouTube is the best. It's the best social media platform. Yeah, and it's also I think the fairest as far as treating its creators.
But, I mean, you would more than me.
Right. Yeah. That's another topic, but I think YouTube. I love YouTube. And it is literally, but like. You can get so much value on YouTube, but you can also go down these crazy weird rabbit holes where you're like,
it just keeps going.
What am I doing? It's the same as Instagram. But for me, movies. I would rather sit down, even if I'm eating dinner or if I'm like, like just waking up on a Saturday, like movies for me, because it feels like I get a lot of inspiration musically from music. I mean, musically from movies. The soundtracks, the sound design, and like all these things. It's like very inspirational and very like cinematic, and it's a form of art, just like anything on YouTube could be. It's like art, and I choose to watch like the best movies I can, and that feels like entertainment, but it also feels like it's providing some sort of value, and I don't feel shitty about it afterwards. Yeah,
I mean, with a creative career, it helps to get motivation for shit like that, right?
Yeah, you need to pull inspiration from everything. But if I'm like on YouTube just watching like Family Guy funny moments, I'm like, what the fuck am I doing?
Yeah.
And sometimes that's great.
Yeah, sometimes like, you need that.
Yeah, but I think in very small doses. And but this year I just overconsumed so much because it was like I couldn't sit with myself. So like any downtime, like I'm waiting for a beat to export, Instagram. Yeah. And then it will throw my whole day off because I'll be like, damn, this shit is sad as fuck. Like,
do you feel like this year was like particularly challenging for you to like be on your own?
Yeah. I've always struggled with it. I've always hated I've hated loneliness. Because my life has been filled with so many things, like great relationships, friends, family, and like all these things where if I want to do something every day, I probably could. But there is something also like beautiful about just like 2 or 3 days in a row during the week, just like being on a nice routine, sitting on my couch and enjoying a movie, which I just told you, like, you know, it's been difficult for me. Especially taking on all these new projects too. I took on a lot of projects this year where it felt like I was in the beginning, where like my mind was always like, oh, you probably should be working right now. You know
Instead
what I'm saying?
of like hanging out.
Right. Yeah. And then you don't enjoy those moments as much. But so I think, and then routine will help that routine. Once I'm on a routine, it's like, well, you got everything done for the day. It's 8 p.m. Watch a movie, go to bed. But yeah, it was definitely difficult, and it's something I always struggle with and always probably will.
Nah, with that mindset, you will.
Well, no, I mean, like,
Yeah.
I think everyone struggles with loneliness. Even the people who are most comfortable with themselves. Well, I mean, I can't speak from experience, but like, I'm sure people get lonely. You know, you're driving around, going to the gym, and you see like a happy couple going to dinner, and you're like, oh man, that looks nice.
Well, there's a big difference between being lonely and just being alone. Right? And I feel like that is something this year I've really mastered.
Yeah,
Like,
elaborate.
Like, I've really been able to be good on my own 100%.
But you're not alone.
Exactly.
You have so many people.
Yeah. I'm not lonely even
Yeah.
if I'm on my own. And it feels like a superpower, honestly.
Bro, it definitely. Because I had
Yeah.
a point where I was like that. You know, around this time last year, I was
I remember that.
really, really good on my own.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, like I like being at home and doing nothing. Like there was nights I'd be like, people would be like, yo, let's go out. And I'd be like, nah, I'm fucking chilling tonight.
Yes, bro. That's been me.
And it's not that I didn't want to see these people and didn't
Yeah.
go out, but it was just like, I
Priorities.
got my night plan, bro. I just made a bowl
Yeah.
of popcorn, about to watch a movie.
Yes,
Like,
bro.
so it's, yeah.
You've done it before. You could do it again.
Oh yeah. And
You could do it again.
and I already, you know, am just trying to, with this whole new year coming and things like that, I'm very focused on like, you know, shit, I did it the other night. I sat down in here because I've moved and I finally like feel at peace in my space. I was like, I'm gonna watch a movie.
Yeah.
And I was like,
It was probably great.
I was like, this is so nice.
Bro, I feel you.
I'm like, I made chicken. I
Yeah.
watched a movie, made some popcorn.
And you were just chilling.
And I was just like, yeah, you know.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that, I mean, yeah, that's a good point, though. I like what you said.
Yeah.
You know,
I
being
think
good on your own, but not being alone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because
And,
you could do the same shit I could do. You could hang out
Yeah.
with people every night if you wanted to.
But the thing is too is like not to get into it, but
No.
no. But it got to a point where it's like from seeing things around me, from like people and relationships around me, it makes me not want to be in a relationship as much because I see so much fucked up shit.
Yeah, but I think there's also a side of such healthy shit.
Yeah.
And it just depends. I mean, you never really know.
Yeah.
But I think we always talk about that. If you're good on your own, that's the only thing you can quite, like, that's the only, your reaction and how you carry yourself and how you prepare is the only thing you can really control. You know what I'm saying? You can show
Facts.
up.
Yep.
You can show up to the gym. Doesn't mean you're going to have the best workout, but you showed up.
Yeah.
You can control that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I
Yeah.
think you mastered that this year.
Definitely, bro.
Like being in control. But also not panicking when you relinquish that control because you have no choice.
And it also gets to the point where it's like, fuck, do I want to, like, I'm a little hesitant to give other people control now.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
I
feel
agree.
me?
But
So
you
I'm
don't
like,
always
fuck.
want to. You don't want to have your guard up
Exactly. That's a great transition, bro.
because you know if you close people out, you never know what that friendship, that relationship could have brought into your life.
Yes.
Whether it's positive or negative.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude. All right. This is going to blow your mind. This blew my mind.
Jesus Christ, I'm ready.
All right. So I forgot where I saw this. It may have been on YouTube, actually.
Yeah.
Shout out to YouTube.
Like I said, bro, literally YouTube has
Yeah.
like changed my life.
So recently I felt like, man, I need to change, bro. Like things were like feeling so routine. So I'm like, let me like go check out another gym.
Oh, right.
Because the gym is a big part of our lives, right?
Yes.
It's like probably the most social part of our day for the most part.
And this thing backfired on me pretty heavily,
Yeah.
but keep going.
Yeah. But oh yeah, I didn't think of that. So I go check out this new gym and it's like it's so different, but I like it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is cool. So it's like I guess I would say I'm in like a transitional phase right now where it's like building I wouldn't say a new identity, but just like starting something brand new in that regard.
Yeah.
And it's really challenging. And something that I saw on YouTube was like, build bridges, not walls.
Yeah.
So like, I feel like I find myself, and I feel I can see through other people because I've been observing, right? Like I'm a very observant person.
Of course.
And I see like people are so quick to put their guard up. And it's like, no one can benefit from that, right?
Right.
So
especially
building a bridge, just being friendly. It's like, I've noticed like, all right, James, just fucking smile.
Yeah.
Right? Just like the little subtlest cues. And then since implementing that in the past, like month, it's like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's like, it seems so simple.
Yeah.
It's like, if you look approachable and friendly, people are going to approach you.
Well, it's hard to do too. I mean, it's depending on your state of mind.
100%.
Some days I'm like, stay away from me. But I also think that that's not fair. I had that a lot this year where sometimes my reaction to negative things is to be the best person I can be. Because it's like, all right, like if you're not having it go well for you, it's like, let me just overcompensate and be like the friendliest I can be. In like interactions with strangers, people can be surprised based on like, oh,
yeah,
like this person's very pleasant, or this person's patient, or, you know, you make a mistake in traffic and you like apologize instead of flipping them off, and they're like,
wow,
you're good.
Yeah.
And you smile and you wave. Or like, I had one situation stick with me. I can't remember where I was going. I was going to a concert and I had sparkling water in my hand, but it looked like a drink. And the security lady came up and was like yelling at me. She's like, you can't bring that in. You can't bring that in. She's like, you shouldn't even be drinking out here. I'm like, oh no, it's just water. And I said it super calm, and she immediately went, oh. She's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And like, we just laughed.
Yeah.
And then that was it. But like, imagine if I was just like, fuck you, I can walk around with, you know. So it's,
people are always making stories in their heads.
Yeah.
Like if you see someone, you're gonna make all these judgments just by looking at them.
Absolutely.
Right. So it's cool to see, like, to kind of break, I wouldn't even say it's a stereotype, but just like be yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which can be easy or hard depending on days.
100%.
Because nobody has a flawless year. Nobody has a flawless, like...
Nobody has a flawless day.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like... But I do think that's, again, the one thing you can control is when you're at the gym and you're carrying yourself positively. You know, we talk about this a lot. I can get into the gym and not be there. And then one of the guys we know can come up to me and just... He's in a different headspace than I am. It's very positive, and that rubs off on me.
Yeah.
And then I want to rub that off on the next person. And
Hey,
it just...
pause.
But,
That was funny.
but yeah, I mean, it's interesting. I think that was you going to another gym was. I remember you told me, I was like, oh, James is having a fucking crisis or something. I'm like, what's going on with this guy?
Nobody understood, bro.
And then I'm here at the gym. Everyone's like, yo, where's James? I'm like, I'm not gonna say it again. I was like, James doesn't like you guys.
Dude, honestly, I never even thought that would happen. People would ask.
Oh my god. Well, you know, like when I would take like 5 days off or I'd be on vacation, people would ask like, where's Josh?
Yeah.
So
but then
like,
it got to a point where like they knew you were just like, fuck, I don't
know
what he's doing.
You'd be like, ah, Josh is Josh.
Yeah.
But yeah, people were always like, or people would be like, oh, tell James what's up. I'm like, okay.
And he never tells me.
I tell you something. But it's yeah, I remember that was interesting. But it also made me go like, like that's cool that you were willing to make that change.
Yeah.
Not because you needed to, not because you felt like you have to, just because you wanted to try something new.
Yeah.
And you might have gotten there and been like, all right, this shit's like, I'm going back to the other gym.
Yeah, exactly.
But it sounds like that didn't happen.
Yeah.
And it's like, you might in 6 weeks be like, all right, this was fun, but like I'm going to go back, or who knows. But yeah.
It's cool. Like, I don't know, kind of getting out of a routine.
Yeah.
Like starting a new routine. Because it's like, you can't expect yourself to do the same shit every day for your whole life, right?
No, for sure.
Like all those people asking about me, they probably assumed I would go there for the whole time that they're there, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it is weird. I mean, it's like, you know, things end, whether it's relationships or you're going to the same gym as all these people. And like, it is weird when it like ends. People are just like,
Yeah.
I didn't expect that.
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah.
And I was going to say something. It was a good thing too. Fuck. Well, we were just talking about going to a new gym.
I mean, one thing is nothing in life lasts forever.
Yeah.
There's an end to every single thing in life.
Absolutely. I remember what I was gonna say.
Let's hear it.
It was a similar change I made with Paradise Music Library. I changed the whole way I looked at money this year. I had a lot of months where, I was living not out of my means, but I was living right within my means. And I was somebody who was always well below his means, and the only time I liked to go out of those means was for other people. And I did that a lot this year, but it also changed the way I looked at, I was so stingy. Where I used to be like, if somebody asked me for money, I'd come up with some dumb excuse to be like, this person's probably not going to pay me back, so fuck it. And I let that financial guard down this year. And it was difficult because it meant, I bought too much shit when I was feeling sad, thinking it would make me feel better, or all these things I thought I needed that I didn't actually need, or all these trips that I thought I would have fun on and relax, but did the opposite. All these things, like every time I go to LA, I'm like, damn, I'm so excited. Then you see me, I'm like, damn, all we did was fucking drink.
I need a vacation.
All we did was drink. Yep. And I love it, but it's also but anyways, besides the point, it's I looked at money it can almost be one, it can be a means to if you're in a position for people around you to help grow, take care of them, and these things, that's a beautiful thing. And I think people should be more open to that. Whether it's something as little as picking up a bill for you and your friends, and then the next bill they get, or stopping. I mean, I think Christmas Eve, I had cash, and I stopped at the homeless guy who's always in Maryland near the mall, and I pulled over and we talked. And I just gave him the cash, and little things like that, giving back. Who knows what the fuck he spent it on? I don't care. Yeah. But we talked, he gave me a hug, a random dude. Uh-oh. No, I'm serious. And then that was it. But it's and then I looked at it with investing. It was Paradise Music Library. I did the buyouts.
That's huge.
Right. And that was I've made investments, but nothing that big in a business that still hasn't, I don't think, proven itself. That isn't an outlier in the industry. It's not a pivotal thing that's going to change music. It's literally just me figuring it out. Yeah. I'm learning.
In your eyes, what would it take for it to prove itself?
I don't know. And I don't think it's a money thing, because for me, it's I think on the whole year, let's say the site made 40 grand. I think right now I'm 20 grand in the hole. Between the buyouts, a couple lines of credit I took to buy things, advertising. But the important thing to me was, did everybody else get compensated for their work? Yeah. Everybody else got paid. And the fact that I was able to cover most of my costs and pay these people was proof of concept.
Yeah, that's a win right there.
Right. And that was me going okay. And then when these buyouts rolled around, it was how do I buy these people out without sounding like a business douche who just wants 100% of their packs? So the fair thing to do would be, obviously, you got to talk to each one guy. See what they're comfortable with. Do they even want this idea in the first place? If they say no, you back off. You don't take them off the site. You don't get mad because you didn't get what you want. You say, no, we're going to leave things exactly how they are if that's what you're comfortable with. All these other things. And
that's a lot in its own, just having that conversation with every single guy.
It was a month or two of just going back and forth, phone calls, texts. Some people I wasn't as comfortable with, so it was just a text or an email. And it was it was exhausting, and it dragged it out. But it was also some guys were dude, I love this idea. I love the idea of, if I send you a product, yeah, you might make $5,000 and give me $1,000, but it's a risk on both sides. And I was like, damn, that's cool. And I checked with everybody, and then it got to a point where it was it finally happened. And I did it without fucking thinking about it.
That's so cool.
And I think I had to have this whole year of living a little too wild and living a little too generous at times to realize that money is just a tool. And I'm fortunate to be able to say that.
Yeah, very much so.
Because that's a very privileged fucking thing to say. Yeah. Super privileged. Yeah. The fact that I can use money as a tool. Do I think I worked hard to get where I am? Absolutely. But yeah, and it was just this whole process has just taught me so much, where it's I don't have to count pennies when it comes to people I love. I don't have to, I don't have to put myself above others to make more. In fact, you reap the benefit when you do the opposite. And that's what I learned. Yeah. The more you give, the more you make sure people are comfortable with business moves you're making, the better off everybody is. And that builds a better company, that builds a better brand. Treat your fucking people right. And yeah, I don't remember where this point started from, but
it's good. Keep going.
It was interesting.
Have you found that, so since you've reached that point, have you found like the dark side of money? Like the dark side of being generous? Yeah. Yeah. Because it's
people
not
will
like,
always take advantage of it.
Yeah. Because you have to have that fine line.
Yeah. But it's also like, I'm fortunate again to come back to my circle where like even me and you, small shit. I buy the protein shakes one day. Next day you're like, nah, Josh, I got it. It's these little things that immediately tells you a lot about somebody. And it's like most people in my life do that. But I think personally I found the dark side with myself of thinking I could fulfill my holes with buying things. If I get this, I'm good.
Once you get that ice bath.
Once I get that fucking cold plunge, I'm good. Yeah. And it's like, I made a lot of stupid investments, a lot of stupid purchases, a lot of stupid things this year where I was like yo, why'd you do that?
Yeah.
But
learning experience, right?
And that was a little dark because it's like realizing that the only way to fill this empty space within yourself is like you got to just work on yourself. Yeah. And sometimes it's like easier to go out and buy this thing or take this trip.
That's why so many people don't have any fucking money.
Yeah.
Like living paycheck to paycheck.
Definitely.
Like once I get this one thing, I'll be so happy.
Yeah.
They're happy for that week. And then like, oh, this thing will make me so happy.
Definitely.
So everything comes from within.
Yeah. And I'm not an expert. I mean, I'm just a guy.
Neither am I.
Just a guy going through his day trying to figure shit out. But it's like, yeah, man, it was weird. And I figured out that even when you're doing well for yourself, you can put yourself in a position where you're living paycheck to paycheck.
That's facts.
Wild. I mean, there's millionaires out there. Guys making hundreds of thousands a month.
Yeah.
Who have their expenses so fucking high. Yeah. That it's like.
Would that be considered the hedonic treadmill, or that's different?
Yeah. Donnie Katana talked about that. Yeah, that stuck with me because it's like. Yeah, your normal life changes. And it's hard to go backwards. It's hard to be like, all right, let me cut back. And that's what's going to be difficult for me these next couple months. But for me, I don't hesitate on business expenses and things because I think it's growth.
Yeah, that's an investment in itself, right?
Yeah. And even personal things. I mean, there are things I've bought where it was a good decision. It was like, I love my car. I love the motorcycle that I got from you. So it's like let's go. All these little things and like
that's one thing on the year, that motorcycle.
Yeah, man, that was a fun purchase.
That was cool.
That's a smile maker.
I'm so glad to keep that close.
Yeah, bro. Because it is funny how
so awesome.
It is funny how we rode for the first time.
It was like last
2 years ago.
2 years ago? Wow, I don't even fucking know.
I don't even know how long we've known each other.
I think it was like May.
It was probably like a year and a half, but
yeah.
We rode and I was like, damn, this guy's bike is sick. Yeah. And then fucking 2 years later, we're at the gym and you're like,
and it was the most random thing.
You're just like, yo, you want to test drive it? I was like, yeah. And then the second I got on it, I was like, I need this. Oh man. But yeah.
Yeah, that was cool.
But that was an interesting lesson this year.
No, that's good.
Yeah, whether or not I'll be able to retract from those habits, I don't know.
Yeah.
But I think I can.
I feel like you've lived that discipline before. So I think it'll be easier for you to bring it back.
Definitely.
Especially when you're dialed in without a lot of like external things pulling at you.
Yeah. And there's always going to be shit. I mean, there's always going to be things
life.
Hitting you.
Yeah.
But working on how I react to those things.
Yeah. Just take a minute, step back.
Yeah. Seriously. I can't remember who posted on their story, but it's this whole, I think I might be able to find it. I think it was George Heaton. I screenshotted it. It was, oh man, trying to find things in your photo library is very
good fucking luck.
Very difficult. It was really cool though. It was just a note sheet and it said things that you can control. And it was a whole list. And I was like, huh. And it was like all no-brainers. Yeah, like time, effort, habits, health, friends, being honest, your mindset, the network, integrity, your thoughts, how you react, emotions, decisions, expenses, which I learned this year, dedication, and perspective. And I was like, And by controlling all these things, it puts you in a better position.
All right, so on that, do you know what embodies everything you just said?
No.
Stoicism.
Ah.
That's one thing I got really
into. Stoic beats.
Completely different. But that's something I got into heavy this year.
Wow.
Like being a student of Stoicism.
Okay.
It's crazy, bro.
Really? I want to hear more.
That was like a life-changing thing.
Do you mean a student as in, because it's not a religion, right? It's just a belief.
It's system. So just kind of like applying those principles to everyday life.
In what way, though? I mean, I need some examples.
Damn, I don't. It's hard to.
I mean,
hard to think about.
Or how did you learn? How did you figure that out? Like,
by reading.
Just
like shit in life doesn't fucking matter, really.
Yeah.
As long as like you're content with what you're doing, you're being a good person, you're not lying, you're being honest. And it's just like it's honestly just being a good person.
Yeah.
And just I don't know, it's hard to think of it on the spot. But yeah, I feel like I learned a lot more this year than I initially thought.
That's cool.
Yeah.
From reading or just in general?
Just the shit that we've talked about just now. I'm thinking about like learning a lot of shit about myself.
I think I learned best through observing.
Yeah.
And watching and also failing.
Yeah.
That's like my best way to learn.
That's big.
Which is hard.
The hardest way, but probably the best way too.
Yeah. Like giving up on school. Mm-hmm. Like that taught me so many things. But it's also like something you have to deal with. Like I'm the guy in the family who fucking dropped out of college.
The only guy.
The only guy.
Yeah.
You know, all my cousins and everybody are like, you know. And I'm just the music producer guy.
That's cool, man.
But it is cool. But
fuck the 9 to 5s.
I wonder sometimes how long that's cool. Like, I think it's cool because I'm successful. But like, or is it also just cool because I'm young and it's working?
I think you're overthinking it, bro.
No, definitely. But like 35 and it's like, what do you do for a living? I make beats. They're gonna be like, people just don't understand it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It took me like over a year to understand what you do.
Right. Yeah. And that's why when people ask, what do you do? I'm like, I just entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Then they still think you're, you know, living in a basement, but it's like,
oh, okay, this guy's poor.
Yeah. But he's a visionary. But no, I think it is cool when people, I feel like I do something cool.
You do something really fucking cool. Hell yeah.
And I like sharing that.
Yeah. And it's cool because that can like, with that, you could be like as flashy as you want.
Yeah.
And I feel like you choose not to be.
Yeah, I like nice things.
Yeah. But I mean like flashy as in eeryskies. I'm fucking famous.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm not fucking famous, but
pretty fucking famous, bro.
Nah, I mean, yeah, I guess it's just never appealed to me. I look at it like as just, you know, someone on the other end.
Yeah. It's cool.
Which is the coolest thought. Like, I get to sit here at this desk and put a piece of music out.
You're like the brain.
Well, it's going on. Well, not even that. It's just like, as a creative, the only thing you ever want is eyes or ears on the other end. And there's so many on the other end where it's like, that's sick. And that's how I see it. It's not like, look at all these people who like me. It's I
think it's cool to see like the contrast between like with Stoic, like how you guys create stuff.
Yeah.
Like you're like very much involved with every piece.
Yeah.
And you tell me that he is just very much just the music.
Well, he's so fucking creative and talented.
Yeah.
And he likes to just, you know, take that as far as he can.
That's cool.
And it's so smart. I mean, and he's hands-on with a lot of things, don't get me wrong, but like having a manager, like I don't even have that. Having somebody to do these things for you, delegating, which is like literally one of the best tools you can do as a person, especially in business. But I'm just so picky.
Yeah. It's cool to see two different takes.
Yeah.
Two successful people in the industry.
Yeah.
Two way different ways of doing it.
Definitely.
It's so cool to see that.
Yeah. And I'm hoping soon I get to a point where I'm willing to relinquish control over some things. Because I think in order to get to the next level, I need to do that. Like for Paradise.
I think with Paradise, it'll be easier to scale that way.
Yeah.
Because it is more black and white.
Right.
Yeah.
Like if somebody's releasing all the packs. Like right now, bro, if I pulled the list up, I'm like 20 fucking packs behind.
Wow. Yeah. And that's all pretty. I mean, I don't want to say it's kind of repetitive, right? Like redundant.
Well, I have to like
kinda?
make a cover because I'm so picky about the art. Because it's so important, and then I have to put it together because I'm picky about how it's how that I want all the samples to sound the same and be good and pick the right ones.
You're gonna have to let go of some control, bro.
So
for
it's
sure.
like I'm doing all these things where it's like, if somebody else was doing that, I could focus more time on, okay, how do I make this brand better?
Like
how do
Paradise as a brand?
Yeah, like what can I do? Can I fly to this place and spend a day with this producer and do a day in the life
That'd be fucking
of a
cool.
producer who's on the site? And you know,
That's
they
a
might
great
be
idea.
yeah, they might be a small producer, but like
That's real
even
life.
if 100 people watch it, that's 100 people who are in tuned and appreciate that.
And that's real, because how many producers are top producers?
Right.
Out of how many producers there are?
Yeah. So and it's
That's a great idea in itself.
And just really just thinking, how can I, you know, build that up? And it's gonna take because I only have so many hours in a day, not hours in a day, but hours in a day where I'm effective.
I feel that.
Like, can I work 18 hours a day? And have I done that for a whole almost 2 years of my life? Yeah, but like, fucking that sucks.
Yeah, dude. After like 6 p.m., I'm.
Yeah, it doesn't mean I'm not like clocked in for the whole day. Like I'm working and working out and taking care of my body, but like I can't make music my entire fucking life and then health suffers.
Yeah, it's
So
a balance with everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
And I think that there's only so many hours where I'm effective, and eventually I'm gonna run out of hours to do these things. And I already have. I mean, sometimes it's like I need to make a beat. I have to upload this beat. I have to do Paradise payouts. Then I have to put a product together and release it. Then I have 2 meetings with people I want to bring onto the site, and then it's like 5 p.m. and you're like, fuck, I gotta go work out. And then so it's
dude, I've been experiencing that kind of in like a different way, but like when I had helped you move to this spot, like taking that day off, I didn't realize how much I needed to take a day off.
well, you kept saying that you were like excited.
And
I was like, bro, we are moving. This is not fun.
It felt like a fucking field trip, bro. Like it was like so chill because I've been like so just locked in.
Yeah, man.
And sometimes you just need to fucking unplug completely.
Yeah.
And I needed that.
Definitely. I think you like to like really fucking blinders on.
Yeah.
And like I'm the same way, but for me it's like I gotta have at least 1 or 2 days a week where that is not the case. Not during the week, but Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. It's like make plans, go to the gym,
get out of that.
get out of that, like turn it off.
Yeah, because I feel like that's where something we could relate with the hyperfocus.
Yeah,
like being able to hyperfocus and
definitely.
be like, oh shit, what time is it?
Yeah. Especially when there's so much shit to be done. It never ends. So it's like it could be a Saturday and I'm sitting on my couch and like trying to change my mindset where instead of being like, oh fuck, I should be doing more.
Yeah.
Being like, nah, you had a good week.
Sometimes it's good. Like on the weekends working, like, ooh.
Well, if you want to work.
Yeah,
I mean, you can do whatever you want, but you just want to. I like to avoid burnout now.
Yeah.
And I've been burnt out for the last couple months, emotionally, physically, mentally,
all of the above,
and it's
bro.
like,
yeah, you've been through it.
Yeah, that shit boils over, man. And
Yeah.
it's again no fault of my own. So it's like,
dude, the biggest thing that prevents me from that is like strength training.
Yeah, working out has been the north.
That and like zone 2. Let me do a little quick little.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the section where James is going to talk about zone 2 and the importance of it.
So let me tell you about my Lord and Savior.
You know, keep talking because I got to go pee.
Yep, go for it.
Fucking keep telling about zone 2.
Gee, thanks, Josh.
Just gonna hear bro talking in the background. Zone 2.
All right, so zone 2. No, but honestly, so I've been really picking up like running and this year, and I thought, all right, how can I really maximize how my running is, how I can get the best outcome from my runs. So I did some research and I found that zone 2 is kind of like one of the best things you can do for your overall health. Zone 2 cardio conditioning is, so if you think about it, it's 5 zones. Like zone 1, you're just like sitting on a couch hanging out. Zone 5, you're doing like a max sprint. And zone 2 is going to be that sweet spot where you can kind of have a conversation, but you're still working. So I found that if you do 80% of your training in zone 2 and then 20% high intensity, kind of really getting it, VO2 max, you're going to be able to outperform. And I learned that single-handedly just from putting myself through that experiment.
This is zone 2, right?
Zone 2.
Did you like tell him everything?
I did.
Yeah, it was James got me on it.
Yeah, I got Josh on it. Dude, I tried to get everyone on it.
Well, I was good for like maybe almost it was a couple weeks.
Yeah,
but like
that was stair stepper, right?
Yeah, I would go to the gym in the morning, get up at 5, go to the gym, and I would do zone 2 in the morning, and then I do like a CrossFit high intensity type circuit in the evening before my lift, and I noticed my heart rate instead of being like 190 for the whole thing, it'd be like 180.
Yeah,
or like it was getting lower.
Yeah,
my resting heart rate was lower.
Yeah,
but I wasn't super. I will be consistent from here on out, but I wasn't at the time.
Yeah, one of the biggest things I can attest to that was, so I did that for maybe like 4 or 5 months, just really focusing on zone 2 almost every day, try to get 20-30 minutes. And I tried to apply it to my sprints. So the fastest I've ever gone on a skill mill, which is like a machine designed for sprinting, was 16.9 miles per hour.
The half hamster wheel.
Exactly, hamster wheel. And I that was like maybe 2020, like before COVID.
Damn.
Is when I hit that. I've never been able to get past 16.9. So after all this zone 2 this year, I get back on. This is about a few weeks ago, a month ago. And I was able to get up to 20.7.
It's wild.
Like, that is a massive increase.
Like, bro, that's like almost a speed limit on a neighborhood residential road.
My buddy told me, he's like, bro, you can get pulled over.
Like, yo, slow down.
Hey, I'm just running.
You're going too fast. That's a really good point, though.
It's insane.
Yeah,
and it didn't even feel like, it didn't even crush me.
Yeah, well, you're a fucking beast, bro. You've spent the second half of this year just locked
That's
in.
Ever since like Halloween, he's fucking.
Bro, that's what I'm saying. I mean, you're running, you're doing all these things, and like,
yeah,
I think I do really well. I think physically I can outperform, not to sound like a dick, but most people.
Dude, just going to the gym twice a week, you're outperforming 60% of the population.
Right, but I'm also 23.
Yeah.
So and I also love pain and hard things at the gym. But anyways, it's like, that's what excites me most, is seeing you consistent and tap the fuck in, and then me being like, okay, like,
it's possible.
I've done it before. I just got to get back to it. And bro, nothing feels better than when you get to the end of a week and you killed it with work, gym.
Dude, what would you say was like your favorite thing in 2023? It could be a thing, activity.
What do you mean? Like,
all right, I'll go first. I was just thinking about this. So probably my favorite thing of 2023 was like this summer I would do like long runs on Sundays.
Yeah.
Dude, I brought it all the way up to 14 fucking mile
I know,
run.
Bro. I remember seeing those story posts. I was like, hell yeah, man. Go, James.
Bro, those runs were like the highlight of my year. Because it was just like all fucking woods. It was just pure bliss, bro.
Well, you know how I feel about running.
Yeah, I kind of feel bad saying that story.
No,
because
I
of
mean, for those who don't know, I've had a handful of head injuries, and I think that's the cause. But whenever I run, I had a couple really bad ones in 2020 or 2021.
Oh, so after COVID?
No, like during COVID.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so it might have been a little later, but had like a couple really bad ones in the same year, and I didn't take care of myself properly afterwards. So now when I run, I get like concussion symptoms, like dizziness, headaches.
Yeah, horrible.
But I loved fucking running, bro. Like, running was one of my favorite things. But I found other ways.
Yeah.
But damn, that's sick, dude. I'm trying to think of what my highlight would be.
Like, that just was like super chill. Bro, you ever thought about swimming?
Yeah, I have.
I feel like you would fucking.
I just think
so
it's
similar.
I just think it's so much more hassle.
A fucking bathing suit.
That's a good point. But like, I think about biking more actually lately.
Yeah.
But not at the gym. Outdoors.
You like the bike in the garage?
Yeah, but it would be hard to. I like being outside. My favorite thing about running was like running up the hill across the street when I lived over here, and like sun's going down or the sun's coming up or whatever time it was in the day, like, and just being like,
yeah. But that's just the modality, right? You get that with biking, you get that with swimming, like
exactly,
a bunch of other ways.
So it's like, part of me is like, dude, I could just grab a bike.
Dude, I have a road bike. Let's go bike.
Yeah, we could do like 30-minute every morning.
Yeah,
instead of going to... No, I'm not saying you every morning, but I'm saying like that could replace my running.
Yeah.
Low impact,
Do they have like trails around here?
Yeah.
That's dope.
They have mountain bike trails.
Really?
Yeah.
Fire.
So I'd be down for mountain biking. We should definitely do
Yeah.
that.
Well, I have a road bike.
Oh, okay. My mountain biking's old.
Oh,
So
in
I'd have to buy
the
a new
storage
bike.
unit?
Yeah.
Why the
literally, bro.
fuck do you still have that, bro?
I don't know, honestly.
Oh,
I think it's just because, like, it still works. But, man, getting on that thing,
Fun.
it's like, no, it's sketchy. It's
Oh, really?
so old.
Oh, shit. Huh.
But, I'm still trying to think of what my favorite thing this year was. I mean, there's a lot of things. I think my favorite thing was just... I feel like I created a lot of new relationships.
Yeah, that's good.
Whether it be through mutuals or people at the gym or anything, and I think that helped me learn a lot. Like, it's my favorite way to learn is, like I said, through observing and new people and these things. So I think that was my favorite thing, is like creating and experiencing new relationships. Which, you know, in turn leads to so many other things.
Growth everywhere.
Yeah. Because, I mean, it's easy for me to say, like, the gym or making beats, and those things were obviously highlights, but those have been, like, solid things I've done forever. You know, like, something new this year was, like, being more social and carrying myself better.
Yeah.
Growing up a bit.
Would you consider yourself an introvert or extrovert?
Definitely an extrovert.
100%.
But there's times where I am very introverted.
Interesting.
Like, it's very rare, though.
What would be the circumstances?
Sometimes I just don't want to be bothered. Like, if I'm going through something, you know, or if I spend too much time with, like, certain people. Like, I love my mom and family to death, but, like, being in, like, I stayed in a hotel room with my mom and sister this year in Arizona. And, like, I was like, damn, it feels like we're living together again when we were kids. Like,
oh, wow.
This is great. I love you guys. But, like,
Too close.
It's hard. Yeah.
Yeah.
But, yeah, definitely an extrovert. I mean, shit, if I'm at, like, the bar and you meet a new group of people, we'll fucking try and be best friends by the end of the night. Like, it's... but that's just... Yeah, it's just me.
Yeah.
I'm comfortable with new people.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. As long as they're not awkward.
Everyone's awkward. Bro.
Yeah, but you know when, like... Or, like, if I get the vibe that, like, they don't want to talk, I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It's like, okay.
Yeah, bye.
Yeah.
But,
I feel like I'm definitely, like, the opposite. I'm, like, more introverted with people I don't know. Right?
Yeah, I'm going to say, because I think you're very extrovert. Nah, I don't know, bro, because you're not afraid to, like, walk up to anybody and talk to them.
Yeah, but, like...
You've done that, like, a lot. You've done that. I think you do that more than I.
Really?
Oh, definitely. Especially with girls.
Huh. But, like, I'm trying to think of, like... I mean, because you know me pretty well.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely extroverted around you.
Absolutely.
But, like, all right, I guess a better way to put it is, like, there's a big, like, mental barrier where I just have to fucking jump over the fence to go do that.
Okay. So it's difficult for you is what you're saying.
Exactly.
And even if it appears on the outside, like, James is very easy to talk to these people.
Yeah.
You're in the head, like,
fuck!
This is hard.
Yeah.
All right, that makes sense.
So do you feel that at all? Or do you just kind of go for it?
No, I feel that.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, shit, even when we were in LA this past 2 weeks ago, that album release party I went to, a lot of new people.
That must have been, yeah. I would have been
like... But it's also like, there's something about it. Granted, I was drinking a bit, so I'm always a little loose when I'm like that. But I'm not, like, inebriated, like, you know.
Like everyone else.
Yeah. No, everyone else was pretty good. But, like, it is, it truthfully depends on the person. Like, if I'm meeting a fellow producer or somebody I've already met online or somebody I know of, it's very easy.
Yeah.
Or if I'm meeting just some random person. But when you make these stigmas in your head, like, yo, okay, you're about to meet, like, one of the top A&Rs from Sony. You're like, oh, fuck, I feel like I gotta change how I talk to this person. But really, I shouldn't.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or a girl. Like,
yes, that's what I was thinking about.
You find a girl, you think she's cool or something, it's like, you overthink.
Oh my god!
So, like,
story of my life, bro.
I noticed that with, like, that event in LA. It was like I was overthinking a lot, and then I was like, after I talked to like 2 or 3 people, I was like, damn,
people are cool, right?
Yeah, everyone's cool. Like,
because you build that story in your head.
Yeah,
yeah.
And it's also like being intentional with how the conversation's carried, asking questions, being interested in that person.
Yeah. What is the saying? Like, be interested, not interesting.
Yes.
Yeah.
And if they're asking a lot of questions about you, give them answers.
Yeah.
And, like, they're doing the same thing I would do. Because sometimes people aren't good at talking.
Yeah.
Some people have trouble with it. And I think I'm good at it. Hell, that's why we're doing a podcast.
There we go.
We both like to talk.
Yeah.
But yeah. But also, ending conversations is hard for me.
Yeah.
Because, like, I'll talk to the same fucking person all night. You know, like, I'll talk to him. I'll sit there in that bar and just be like, hey, man, like, we'll know each other's whole life story by the end of the night. Or sometimes, like, it'll get quiet and I'll be like, I should probably walk away right now, but I don't.
Can I go home with you?
It's like, can I leave this conversation now? So sometimes I struggle with that, especially at the gym. You know, you see one of the guys, you know, and you're like talking. You're like, all right, I should probably go lift things now.
Yeah. I'm typically I'm like, all right, man, I gotta get back.
Yeah, you're the one who goes like, fuck the fuck away. Oh, man. But you can tell usually when people are like, leave.
Yeah.
But,
all right, closing thought.
yeah, I wonder how much time we're at. Let's check.
What are we at?
Is that 2 hours?
No way.
I don't know. It might be.
All right, what's one thing you hope for in 2024?
Damn. Man, I would say just like one thing.
One thing you hope for. It doesn't have to be big.
Growth.
Yeah.
For myself and those around me.
Yeah.
Which I think encompasses a lot of things, like
Yeah.
being comfortable with myself, building my brands, building businesses, making the best music I can. But this year I think I went a little backwards. I still grew. Analytically, I grew. All these things. It's like your subscribers went up, all these things. But like, I really mean growth. Like, I walk into the end of this year and I'm like, wow. You know, same guy, just a better place. So growth. Yeah, I'd say growth. What about you?
Good. From what I mentioned earlier, more bridges, less walls. So I guess similar to growth.
More bridges, less walls. Yeah.
More
I like
bridges.
that.
Let's make bridges, because like even if you make a bridge, other person doesn't have to cross it, but it's there. But if you put up a wall, no one's getting anywhere.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think that's it.
Let's get it.
Episode 1 is back, baby.
Let's go.
Every week. Every week.
We'll see you guys next month.
All right, we'll see you guys in 2025.
Yep.